absolutely spectacular. G2's got a really tough test today. I think you got to be happy if you're G2. NiKo is still continuing his tear this year of playing very, very well. I think Hunter has had some very good games. Nexa's had some good games as well. They've had players that step up, and obviously it's just nice to see kind of the big names that you want on this team performing consistently, especially NiKo. They will need him in this whole series, and we're going to start things out on Mirage. G2 starting on the CT side, and Entropiq is going to be attacking into the G2 defense.
So Mirage is where we go for the best of one. Krad will head over toward the apartment position. Ball, meanwhile, back at the A ramp. It was dinked. Was it a dink? I thought I heard the dink noise. He doesn't even have a helmet on. What did I hear that was that loud? Either way, I mean, my ears are just crazy. Maybe NiKo's crazy with his aim now. He's getting dinks, but without helmets, they are just clean kills, straight up with the USP and the pistol rounds. And that means that they have the two-man advantage. The rotation, the underpass play, that sort of two-man split that they sent off to try and boost up, finally gets in position, and Forrester needs these kills. He doesn't get them quick enough, expects that there's still more inside of the site, wants to help his team, but the Glock at that range is nothing against a USP. Although JaCkz still manages to find two. Krad got one in the middle, so it's not a perfectly clean round, but four stay alive and G2 win the round. With no bomb plants.
Not perfect, but very, very clean, as you said, with those headshots. Nicely done from JaCkz up on top of the balcony, and obviously NiKo getting things started. Entropiq just gets whittled down. Now you get the next test of G2, as we saw yesterday in the green room with Yanko. It's not the pistol rounds you got to worry about with G2, it's the second rounds. Can they actually convert off this victory?
And again, that's the reason I bring up the lack of a bomb plant, because you're not going to be facing the AK-47s.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's almost needs to be like, if I'm a T side right now in pistol rounds, I'm always going to be trying to get a bomb plant. That has to be goal number one, because even if you lose, you're still in an okay position.
Well, so it begins. NiKo takes a tag. He's going to be softened up for the Deagles. 30 HP on him from the scout. Elian's going to be more than happy with that exchange. You can see here's the Deagle that would finish NiKo off. Nexa's going to investigate. Nice double peek. Actually, NiKo even gets tagged. I don't know if it was the range or if it was maybe through the body of Nexa just a little bit. NiKo's brought down to 5 HP. Lucky to be alive. And that's going to be interesting. If they can have success, if they can find Nexa or AmaNEk with NiKo's HP, he can't really take part in this coming battle. So far, so good though for G2 as AmaNEk and Nexa kind of, you know, shove aside the danger in this round by getting those opening kills. No real danger. No real aggressiveness available after the first two kills come out. Elian's left alone with the scout to just find one kill at the end in garbage time.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
Not today, Junior. AmaNEk coming up with the kills as they close it out again. So that time they do concede a bomb plant, but they win the round. That's more important, and the money was coming anyway for the T side. Just a note as well, and I'm sure you're all aware, you've got technology and you know how to use it, you smart people of Twitch. But there is obviously a match on our B stream as well. That's Vitality versus EG. And that one is very much for elimination. While we talk about the advancement on this side, that one is someone going home.
Yes. Yes, it will be. And I think there's a heavy favorite in that game as well. That'd be EG.
You're not, yeah, I got it. I didn't want to kick a dead horse, you know?
Krad over the top of the smoke, sees nothing, but equally JaCkz doesn't hit him with the spray. This is a nice little push. Hunter has gone all the way through underpass and found it clear, which is interesting considering there is one player up there in advanced position for JaCkz, and I think, yeah, he gets caught out by that a little bit, but that's not going to dissuade Hunter from continuing to push forward towards T-spawn. He knows it's just the one guy. Everything else is clear. He would have seen some other indication, and this should be a slaughter as the smoke clears. A little bit shaky from NiKo. He's just getting warmed up.
He is indeed. I expected a little bit more of a purchase out of this. My apologies, as they didn't quite get enough even with that bomb plant down. It's only the third round bonus, so now we'll see guns. Now we get the 3-0 from G2, so yeah, look. Maths, they're hard.
Elian can go for the AWP in low armor, or helmetless armor. That's exactly what he's going to do. Add a smoke into the equation. 3-0 for G2 in the early going. But now we get into the fun stuff.
Yeah, now we get this party started. AmaNEk to middle with the AWP, goes straight down. Okay, not looking for any fancy jump, wants to get under the... Okay, all right, AmaNEk straight up to the top of middle with an op. Elian apparently knows that this is a possibility. He's certainly aware that they like to run this strategy. Tags him through the wall, didn't get the kill, but that damage was almost enough. Look at the nades they try and throw to kill him as he tries to run back. They could have swung on that. Potentially could have swung on that, and that's why Hunter was on catwalk.
Yeah, you can swing on it, but I think Entropiq's just saying, look, we've neutralized the aggression. We're more than happy with that. Trying to shoot a flashbang over to a teammate.
We're seeing more and more of these little flash tactics.
Did that actually make it? Is that the one he's got in his hand?
Yeah, I didn't see if that did make it or not, because there's that little step in the middle of the site,
Do you trust the angle of which you shot that flashbang? It's like a game of pool across the entire bomb site. Elian is going to have some space to peer over the smoke in connector. As I was saying, though, the T-side happy to just force AmaNEk back. They consider that a victory. Pop flash peek. Oh, that's beautiful. Nexa from the A site. There's the flashbang shot over to him, and it comes back.
How do they not consider window after letting the smoke dissipate? They just get flashed off by it. Such a simple play from NiKo. And he's got 3 in this round now. Make it a 4th as he gets... Lackey as well. He's got the ace. He finds Forrester sneaking out. Deagle at range. And NiKo is on the board. 4-0. And he's, sir, looking deadly. 5 kills AmaNEk. 9 for flashbang over to his teammate. That is actually unreal.
I'm just going to give him 2 assists as well, considering he's the one who shot the flashbang over to a teammate that then delivered this. Yeah. So NiKo does all the work in this round for the team, and even finishing it off with a deagle. Not even bothering to reload. He's on a heat check right here, and he's got it. It's beautiful stuff. That's a way to start a game, and it makes sense. Entropiq immediately call a timeout because you just got spanked.
Yeah, you did. That's an even cooler point. You're right. He was involved in getting the flashbang over to his teammate. That is actually unreal. That is super cool. That just shows that it's not all skill with NiKo anymore, that he's matured. He has that game sense about him as well. And it'd be interesting. I know that, you know, listening in on comms, we've had that debate before about, you know, you could have streams where the comms were live or they were relayed to you after. I do think the Formula One tactic of potentially getting a radio message, then having them go through sort of a producer who grabs them delayed. Because where I'm going with this is it'd be nice to hear some of the comms now about how they talk about grenades, and maybe there's a change in how grenades are discussed and how, you know, do you need a flash? I can get you one now, instead of we have to rotate, right? And who's aware of it? Who's got the best idea of what to do in those situations?
Well, color me shocked that you think Formula One is doing something well.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I can tell you lots they're doing wrong, too. But,
but that's less fun.
That is less fun.
Ooh. Lackey eats the nade. 51 HP. Hunter for the jump up on the bench. Bubsky's bench. As NiKo sprays through the smoke, a lot of pressure from multiple different angles, and actually a little bit ropey for G2 to handle it, but they do just pull it under control. There was some space that was found. NickelBack gets up mid, but that's a lot of HP taken away from him, so it shouldn't be any more danger. He does jump over the murder hole. They're getting some nice tags, but the HP is drifting and slipping away. The bomb is still down on top of T ramp. So that should be the round as NiKo finds a kill on catwalk. He is 11-0 in these first 5 rounds so far. Make it 12.
Yeah. Maybe.
Almost jinxed him.
Oh no, you did. He didn't get the kill, and he's probably going to die to this deagle now, Jason. So thanks very much. Please don't ever come back to the party again. You're not invited. Forrester, even though the bomb is down, knows there's not much he's going to be able to do. Hunter gets the kill instead of the AWP. The assist goes to NiKo, so he continues on with a good ADR. At this point, just to give you an idea of what that ADR is, it is 230.8. Now, that was before the last round, because I'm still waiting for that to update on my side. But that's still a ridiculous amount of ADR.
3 players on G2 before the buy in this round were sitting around $12,000. They're rich.
It is still 230. Yeah. That's pretty good.
We'll take it. Yeah, getting that ace helps, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
Hunter, deep Molotov through the smoke, and Entropiq has taken a very fast-paced mid-control. And surely those footsteps from Forrester would be heard. That one has made it underneath window. As an 8 is dropped out close, but not a whole lot of damage done. JaCkz finds a kill and traded through the smoke. That's a Krieg from Krad.
A Krag? Krieg.
What is, did you ever, what is it, The Legend of the Hidden Temple, that old Nickelodeon show? they had the Ultra Crag was like the final obstacle you have to make it through.
Interesting, yeah.
Not that it really applies here in any reasonable way.
Sorry, Jason, not all of us are 40 years old and remember those children's shows.
That show is legit.
Pretty sure you're only like a year older than me, so whatever. Both a bunch of boomers. Hunter's taken down by Forrester. His head removed by an AK that was coming out from the underpass. And that'll open up window. They'll resmoke it because they don't want what to happen, or a repeat of what happened in the last round, I should say, or 2 rounds ago now, I suppose, from NiKo with the ace. That's where it all started, by getting flashed back into middle. Meanwhile, over at the B side of the map, from the apartments, a Molotov will go into the site, and that's been heard. NiKo's going to rotate over, but they are late getting there. However, even though NiKo's late, he gets inside of the site. Still has AmaNEk on catwalk. Good flash from NickelBack. AmaNEk rendered useless on the AWP, but do they know that NiKo's gotten here? And Forrester's going to try and lurk through this super long rotation right now for Nexa, which means NiKo needs to stay alive. That's why he wasn't peeking, why he wasn't being aggressive. But unfortunately, he is found out by NickelBack.
Yeah, I don't even think they actually saw him. I think that's just a hard clear. That's a good read, just making sure you're safe to be able to get that bomb planted. Nexa, just to save the M4A1 into the next round. Look at those stickers. Optic Gaming, Markelov.
Nexa does at least get NickelBack down and keeps his gun up, but round over. Forrester far enough away, is he? Yeah, just takes 2 damage. He only had 16. Look at all the utility flying around inside of the site. They'll go back and gather what they can in terms of grenades.
Still another full buy for G2. Just touched on last round how much money they had built up. NiKo, 13,000 before he starts dropping weapons over to teammates. Probably going to buy an AWP for AmaNEk. Timeout called by G2 to make sure they're on the same page and they can respond in kind as soon as possible. 4-round lead in the early going. You can see there, Dust 2 is going to be the second map picked by Entropiq, and Ancient will be the deciding map in the series if we can make it there.
Yeah, if we can make it there. Absolutely right. G2 certainly don't want to allow this to happen, and Entropiq, who's been so successful and has been keeping games close, are off to a slow start, so that's why the timeout came in. You can see Hooch behind them. He's constantly doing interviews for them still. There's still a language barrier for some of these guys, but more than anything, Hooch was also an analyst and a caster within the CIS region, and has been adamant about that this is a young team with lots of potential, and it's nice to see him supporting them in that way and giving them that confidence, as well as sort of being a deflection and keeping distractions off of them by doing a lot of the press stuff. JaCkz already over toward B. We've lost one of the round. AmaNEk was found very early on by Forrester.
Yeah, great shot from Forrester. AmaNEk's just trying to find the angle up in Palace. Nexa is going to put himself in a position. I imagine there'd be a timing on when he decides to actually push in and perhaps clear out Palace, but for the moment they still think A is a potential target. They will be incorrect. JaCkz is going to have to get that smoke down, but they're not going to respect it. The question is, G2's kind of got information this is a possibility. Do they rotate anyone over to help out? It feels like G2 has already made the call. And ironically, actually maybe not ironically, but Entropiq's going to back off and perhaps a fake?
So NiKo holding out that mid position and window again, has no idea what's going on because he's smoked off and they have no one in the B site, and I think that probably would lead to an early call on a save.
Yeah, well, right. They've already made that call to say if they go A, we're going to fight. If not, you know, this is a little bit of a blind gamble stack. They think they have a read, and unfortunately they don't. NiKo's going to go down, and that definitely seals it. But cool play from Entropiq. You get smoked out, you get stalled out of the hit, the timing that you wanted. Send 2 players back. One to just make sure you clear T-spawn and make sure nobody from G2 is pushed up. That would give them the information to stack the B-bomb site, and a little bit of pressure in mid with utility. And they get a freebie. All 5 players surviving this time, and money will grow for the T-side attackers.
It will indeed. Op still up for Nexa to bring it over into the next round. I'm loving that we're getting a Krieg out so frequently. We've seen the AUG a few times this event. In fact, we saw it used against ENTs by Entropiq, by Krad. But now we're seeing the Krieg, so they're loving the
scopes?
The scopes, the ACOG scopes specifically. But yeah, I think we've had a good variety of weapons so far in this event. We've yet to see a NiKo, unfortunately. Sawed off as you want, R8 like I want. We've seen every other pistol. We've seen every SMG, including an MP5. And I haven't seen a Bison yet. Have we seen a P90?
Why would you?
P90 Bison, I don't think the only two. We've definitely seen a UMP.
Just trying to go through all the guns?
Well, I'm trying to think of what guns we haven't seen in the major. I want to see every gun used.
Okay, I haven't seen any of the auto snipers yet.
I was just thinking that, but I'm sure we will, right?
Haven't seen the NiKo with the heavy machine guns?
Yes, that's
haven't
right. Yeah,
seen the sawed off
as well. I just said all of these, Jason.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Come on, man. Pay attention. What am I here for?
It's a very good question. AmaNEk and JaCkz have 2 kills. JaCkz is going to add another one. And the B hit is going to get, shuffled aside. No success on the initial contact from Entropiq. AmaNEk does get naded. Some follow-up engagements almost going in the way of Entropiq, but no longer. AWP cannot find its target in time. 6-2. It's a 4-round lead.
To be fair, one of the most frequently used places for the auto sniper was obviously the mid-doors pick and dust too. And now that that's not as easy to do, you may not see them as much.
Yeah, probably won't see him at all.
I hope we do. Apparently someone's saying that Heroic used the auto sniper at some point in time, so there you go.
Dang. Well, I didn't see it. Round number 9 is live. Almost a pick for Elian. AmaNEk got his first mid-window and tosses out a Molotov. Lackey's going to have to put that out, and still G2 applies pressure towards top mid, but I think they just didn't get the clean fight they wanted, and obviously there's a time limit with underpass being a point of danger, and NiKo and Hunter managed to back away before they get punished.
Still trying to find some information toward that connector position, then go back toward the window, see if NiKo can get another peek. He's not shy to try late. Instead, though, it's going to be him that holds the jungle position. They've already rotated back through the vent as well. NiKo can't catch the kill. They go by, and Iligan as well will take down Nexa. Now, I thought that was from our perspective. It was not. That was further down as the AWP found the shot. In fact, all the way over from connector, and he's going to be looking there. So Balm, they want to try and plant it for him, but they're not going to be allowed. If they could have gotten that down, although I say it was a little bit to the left. They AWP in the post plant at connector could have been a huge problem for them because they would have rotated over to the A site and then realized he was so far away that he controls the situation. AmaNEk trying to get back in. 40 seconds to recover this bomb. And Alien will go aggressive with the AWP up close, and he makes no mistake. They knew JaCkz was there. He was being held the whole time by Lackey. And the lack of information is now not a problem, as AmaNEk, because he has seen what happened and how it transpired, knows they're both inside of the site. And unfortunately, I believe he's going to have to concede this plant. Flash up, try and go for a quick peek on the planter. Caught himself with the flash, but not a full duration. He's able to go back. Oh, okay, well, he's just not very good at throwing things, unfortunately. Except maybe the round, because it's a 1-on-2, and it's going to get away from him.
He's got one more chance with the smoke. Over the top.
He's not going to see him. Ilian's going to play him better than that. He's going to get right inside of it. They know he's in now. There's a gap there. Who sees it first? Ilian misses. Oh, that was a close miss. When he pressed Q and brought up the crosshair again, he was just barely off of that on the no-scope attempt. But yes, it is going to be the round for Entropiq.
It's a bummer. I don't think JaCkz had any idea that they'd spot him going into that position. He had no idea that he was being read. You got to say, though, props to Lackey. All the patience to stay inside the bomb site in that position, not peeking anything, waiting for his teammates to kind of help out. Able to find Hunter as well. And really in that 2-on-2, AmaNEk and JaCkz really didn't make any kind of plays to gather information. They just tried to play it as passively as possible, and that gets punished. 3-round lead, it's dwindled. So is the money for G2. They're at a breaking point here in round 10. This time it's an aggressive stance towards the top of A ramp and towards Palace between Nexa and NiKo. And an aggressive push into the B halls for Hunter and JaCkz. So trying to shrink the map, trying to get some information early on in the round.
This is actually kind of interesting that JaCkz is so far up underneath. And doesn't really have a support system in place yet, and Krad's already there. That is an important duel to win, but they identify that he's that far pushed up, and although he could have gone down and were not tradable, they rush Catwalk trying to isolate then what would be the second player in the site, which is Hunter, and he's only good for one. Forrester will take him down, and immediately you can see that he's searching to see if the windows are occupied by Krad, looking the other direction. Bomb will be planted. Nexa knows they at least have the apartment, so he will rotate to his teammate, but a 2-on-3, and they had that information, that might be enough to just call it.
Problem is Nexa rotates into this position to go for the flank, and they already know someone's in the flank position. Meanwhile, losing NiKo on the other side makes it a one front retake, and Nexa and JaCkz, they want nothing to do with it. So Entropiq have cracked open the defense and stripped all the money out of the hands of G2. It's a 4 out of 5 rounds have gone in the favor of Entropiq to finally break the economy. And they're just going to be 2 rounds away. Looking good in the early going for Entropiq. They've withstood the early pressure and the early solid defense from G2 to finally find some holes.
All the jerseys identical for G2, but Entropiq got the sweaters busted out, you know? Trying to stay warm, because so far, pretty calm and collected in what is a bit of a comeback now. It was a 5-0 scoreline. And the 2 rifles in play that were saved. Let's see what they can come up with. They're going to go for the boost toward ladder instead. Forrester's already clearing underneath of middle. JaCkz with the AK is actually up toward Catwalk as well, so it is a B-sided bias for these rifles. Lackey clears out one. I think he even may have spotted Nexa trying to retreat. No, okay. Well, that means he's gone. He's done. Unfortunately, it is Nexa that has the rifle already, and there's no one else there to recover it. So the AK's down if they try and rotate and get a retake in that position, but Forrester's not going to allow that to happen, surely.
Well, it looks like the gun model actually blocked his vision or any possibility of him being able to react in time. NiKo wants this weapon desperately. I think it might even be worth the risk if you want a chance to win this round. Elian just unscopes. Oh, NiKo, be careful. Tagged and then face ripped off.
You mean like Nicolas Cage, right? Is that what you were going to say next?
I was going to go for John Travolta.
Ah, you were going to switch it up this time.
Yeah.
It's still a bad movie.
It's a great movie.
Stop it.
JaCkz needs an off angle, but he's been spotted as well. And yeah, there was never a chance for the follow-up. AmaNEk has picked up the M4, but 1 versus 3. What can he actually do with it? Money's not great, actually. It wouldn't be... They're going to have I think they'll be a pretty solid buy with the losing bonus that's going to come in, but wouldn't hurt to save this if you feel like you can't actually do anything. They're each going to get 2,400, putting most players anywhere from 4,400 to 5,000.
Oh. NickelBack. Gone. Swatted. Chad Kruger.
Speaking of NickelBack,
yes.
Limp Bizkit has a new album out today.
Actually?
Yes, sir.
Oh, God. Have we hit the retro period of our lives, Jason, where our childhood's coming back to haunt us?
Yeah, perhaps. All the sins of the 90s returning with a vengeance.
Do we really need Limp Bizkit in the world right now?
No. But, I mean, we never needed them to begin with, so they still gave us Rollin'.
So are we going to get together and listen to the album together?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Have
I'm down.
Little hotel concert.
Yeah.
1 round away at 6-5. Here in the Legends stage. G2 trying to defeat the upstart Entropiq squad.
Nexa is going to put the incendiary out early with a nade on top of it in case there will be a fast play toward the A ramp, but it's not, as we know. And the fact that the bomb is still in T-spawn and held right now by NickelBack. They don't have any information on the ramp. Presumably, he's just sitting there to get utility in position for his teammates. But I say that he doesn't have a smoke. I thought maybe he was going to try and put the late smoke out, and then that way that would give them one more for a late mid-take or a B hit. But instead, he's just hanging out, waiting for a call. He's going to go to Palace as well, so no one taking A main as of yet. And a little bit of a boost to get them on the box. Wasn't really a full inertia-based run boost, but it still got him above the smokes in mid. I love reverse firebox. NiKo's not really tucked against the box, but man, I guarantee you once, do it in matchmaking, and I guarantee you at least one round you're going to get like a trigger discipline moment playing in that position.
It's a filthy little off angle.
I love it.
It certainly is, especially.
I love it because I suck, so I play that and I get like a 3K, and it's like, yeah, boys, I'm sick.
Yeah,
I'm the best.
It's easy kills in matchmaking.
Yep.
Hunter. Ooh, sweet Jesus. That was a small pixel. Nades raining in. NiKo's out in the open. Wow, okay. Lackey with 2 quick kills through the smoke. Nexa cannot respond quick enough. Up over the top is Crad, and very, very quickly G2 get punched out of this round. It's going to be 6-6.
And this is all stemmed from the back of that timeout. Remember, it was 5-1, and we saw the timeout call.
Yeah.
And Hooch and the boys started chatting this over, and hey, fair play to them. That's a good mental composure and reset for them. They've been able to respond. They identified, obviously, the issues. And for the young team that they are and the dark horse they are in this event, that's exactly what you want to see. That's a very promising tell as they're going to tie this game up. So, yeah, Entropiq making a case for this. Like you say, if it was a best of one, I would have had no problem. Just like you said, picking Entropiq to win it. Best of 3, we weren't sure, but good start so far.
I don't know if it's a good start. It might be a great start for them to come back like this with such a vengeance, not let G2 get so far ahead. And now they have control. Now there's economic issues and economic concerns that G2 have to address. Timeout is called, the second one. 3 rounds left in the half to play. And even with that saved M4, I don't think you buy here. So a real good chance for Entropiq to take the lead. I think you maybe buy some SMGs or some Deagles with armor and utility, and you have some elements of danger, right? Well, some things that can help you.
And the reason you might justify that is if you were tracking the economy on the other side very well, you might say, hey, look, they don't have a round in hand yet. If we can at least get some kills, if we can at least win a few duels and limit their money, you keep it a little bit closer, right? Whereas if you give them this full eco round and they're able to build up a wealth and stay efficient, they're going to be in a huge position. Ilian already has 10K. Yeah. Everyone else would be near that then.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be one of the struggles that G2 have, especially with only 3 rounds left. It might be hard to chip that to the point where they'd want and feel comfortable. So they might actually be in the same situation as Liquid playing on hard mode, where your opposition just has so much money for the rest of the half, they don't have to worry about anything. And they have fast mid control. Forrester's been underneath the window for some time. A stack towards the A bomb site. JaCkz with an M4, Hunter with an M4.
NiKo has 12 kills, and remember, he was at like 9 on round 4 after an ace. He had 230 ADR at that point. He's cooled off. He's only at 100 now, which, you know, you still consider the fact that it's 12 rounds in, and he was so high. That's actually a considerable drop-off. Still, he leads the way, but yeah, not really anyone getting kills is more the point.
This would be a great round for him to deliver one of his signature Deagle shots. He had one to close out the ace that you just mentioned, but obviously one more to start things off in this round would be great. Entropiq being very slow, 45 seconds on the clock. There is a kit on JaCkz, there's a smoke on AmaNEk, but JaCkz I don't think is even going to move to this side of the map unless there's something promising happening, unless his teammates can give him something to be hopeful about. And they need it. There's no smokes either as they cross in. NiKo misses 2, and holy hell.
That's frustrating. He missed those 2 by such a small margin, and then the third player faces him. And you think, surely if he slows down, it'll help. But he crouches underneath of it, and yeah. The reaction time was great. The aim was just slightly off.
It's the way all 4 of those kills came out at like the exact same moment. It was like synchronized fragging out of the Entropiq side.
New Olympic sport. Synchronized fragging. But then again, judge-based sports kind of have a controversy as enough as it is, so let's just leave that out of it. And another round that Entropiq, and this is what I was alluding to, you know, you keep all 5 players alive, they got money for the rest of the half now. Alien was pretty much going to be able to force buy for them at least another one anyway, but they're in a beautiful place. So, what a turnaround, considering we were talking about the adversity that they hadn't really faced, that slow starts have sometimes been the kryptonite for Entropiq, but now FaZe, I still say FaZe because of NiKo, don't I? But G2 need to pull their socks up.
It's business time.
It's business.
Put your business socks on, baby. AmaNEk with the AWP, NiKo's in connector, and again, Forrester, he's had complete freedom to make this play. This time he gets a kill out of it as well. Hunter trades it, but that's brought right back. Lackey has been excellent for Entropiq in this event so far, and boy does Nexa have everything to do. Swinging out of his position, Elian's gonna pick him off. Barely any damage dealt, and again, the A bomb site is lost. So, Lackey's gonna rotate around through T-spawn, pick up the bomb on his way, and JaCkz and AmaNEk have to find some safety.
As much as that was a good kill by Hunter to get, oh, look at this crowd underneath. JaCkz is looking just to get information, but as much as, you know, you need to get that trade, Hunter almost had tunnel vision because he's so isolated. There's no utility down. There's no smoke to cover him off, and he just walks out. It's traded off in middle. They lose both, and that's so much map control lost. AmaNEk can't even save the AWP this time. They were so spread out. They had everywhere won, and we saw that as soon as JaCkz went down, even though the bomb was being planted on A.
I think because I think obviously I don't think G2 realized or maybe expected Forrester to be taking that kind of fast control, which he's been doing a lot throughout this half. And like that kill right there, look how much Hunter has to overextend to really take that fight and trade that kill. And that's the problem. That setup isn't really kind of theory crafted to negate that damage or that player from top mid all that well. But you're right, no smoke there, and he's certainly going to get traded. Elian. Oh, NiKo gets away with one. AmaNEk's dropped down as well. NiKo follows him. They might not expect this. Oh, one way over the bench. Good kill. Doesn't know JaCkz has made, or Lackey, excuse me, has made it over to the boxes. Almost transfers over. Now, Hunter's still here, and AmaNEk needs this kill. Needs that kill, and he gets it.
Does. Got the cadence of the peak down, and despite that the shoulder was only showing for a momentary time, he's able to get it, and they think he's probably retreated on that, but the fact of the matter is they still have Hunter above on Catwalk. That's made it hard for him to get pushed out, that he doesn't need to, that he has control of middle, so they get one through the smoke, and then AmaNEk battles himself out of position by taking down the player. Hunter was holding at the boxes, Lackey falls, and it's all onto Forrester. Suddenly, finally, they have an advantage, and Forrester's turn to be in a 1vx situation, round 15, and even if it weren't, money is not a factor, so he was going for this either way, Jason. But how does he even attempt to do so, knowing that an AWP was out toward middle and the bomb's down in that corridor? You'd expect it's the AWP that's actually going to be staring it down, but they're not. They're actually just going to let him pick this up and play it kind of smart. But if this smoke goes deep enough, I don't think it is.
No,
they're
it's
not looking at it, though. He can still get that.
I was actually kind of, yeah. Well, they know he's going to have to waste so much time just trying to get the bomb. Smoke giving him clearance to toss out a bunch of utility, but yeah, it's certainly wasted a lot of time off the clock. Look, this is a near impossible 1v3 to win. So just saying that so that we can all be equally on the same page with how amazed we are if he ends up winning it on his own. 14 seconds left, and now it's become physically impossible.
Hunter's forced to move with the Molotov down, but AmaNEk gets the position on the AWP in the air. Was he actually jumping when that hit, or did he jump at the split second after the round froze?
After the round.
He's using a hand warmer. There is not any other gesture that could possibly be. Calm down, chats, as it goes 8-7.
Can tell it's you're inexperienced on land when you're doing that motion with the hand warmer.
Yep, you need to be aware of what cameras can do to you, son.
Just like first time, boys. See, look at Nexa handling it well.
I remember my first time.
Like it was yesterday.
Oh, it was.
Just let that one go. Good shooting from AmaNEk in this round. Really well done. Still, a better job done by Entropiq throughout that half to recover. Started out 5-0 for G2, and then it was a 8-1 run before G2 closes out that first half with a round win. Now we switch sides, obviously. And a standard B exec on the pistol. Lackey's going to get the initial intention, and AmaNEk gets exposed, and he wanted that kill. He saw the advantage, but he didn't know Nexa was going to shut him down first. Elian tapping away. He falls to the P250 on JaCkz, but there's one hiding in the site. Again, traded from G2 as they make their way. NickelBack and Crad going to go for an early retake, going for shock portion of shock and awe. And even NickelBack's going to be spotted out as he turns into the site. Can't find the kills, and it's all going G2's way.
It is. And it's on to Crad. He's going to try and do something with this. We see it in the background. The X-ray of NiKo that's even going to get behind him, and he makes no mistake in taking him down. Took him a few shots with the Glock, but it's now 8-8. And just like the first half, G2 win the pistol. They've now won both in this game.
And just like the first half, this is the important round, not the pistol itself. We know G2 has been struggling converting these seconds rounds. In fact, I think just yesterday we saw G2 play on Mirage and saw a stunningly uncomfortable, to put it nicely, second round out of them after winning the pistol on the T side of Mirage.
So you said it earlier, I'll say it again. Dust 2 and Ancient, it's at the top of your screen now, are the other two maps in this series, if we need 3.
If. It's a big if.
How big we talking? Like 12-point font, 24, 76. Where are we at on that one?
32, I think, is a healthy size for an if.
Yeah, okay. I can dig it.
We're going to get a technical pause here really quick as one of the players has dropped from the server. You can see the admins over helping him out.
Gives them a chance to get a drink in NiKo's case. But they'll have to be quiet.
Vitality EG, Matt.
Yeah, give me the update on that one. Give me the hot take.
Closer than you'd expect. It's 10-8 in the favor of Vitality.
That is closer than I would have expected. Good for EG. Getting something going today, at least.
Although I may have just had a bit of a spoilers moment because I think I read off the scorebot and not the stream.
Dear, why have you done that? The scorebot has been behind for me in most cases.
Oh no,
so
it's actually in sync. We're all good.
Yeah, I think they've done well at getting that. I remember when they used to not do that, and it was a huge spoiler.
I think it's because it's the major.
And I told HLTV, like, why don't you just add it? No, it's not our problem. Well, it is, actually. It's everyone's problem. You're ruining the experience.
What a thing to get all jazzed up about.
It's acceptable to be jazzed about that.
10-9 now.
10-9 now. There you go. I wonder if that's a spoiler. Maybe the producers are now giving it to us before it goes out to the air. Oh, okay. Apparently it's the in-game director. He says the producer is that stupid, but he's not. So, well done. Good luck and enjoy the rest of your camaraderie in the green room today.
Dissension in the production room. Mutiny is at hand. Chatter beginning as we get back into the game. Round number 17. Investment from the Entropiq defense. Scout on Elian, upgraded pistols, bit of utility as well. Some early tags and early kill, and we might see G2 have a lackluster second round, but Hunter's going to lead the way with the MAC-10. Nexa deep behind him in support.
Hunter's going up in the window. Not going to go through it yet, though, with that smoke in position, and the latter play could actually catch him off. Timer on this, though. He knows he's there. He hears him. Doesn't want to give it up either, though, that he's there, and Hunter's going to go through the backside vent instead, but Forrester's had that call that he could get there. Unfortunately, he's been taken down from the side. That was actually on the entry from the apartments at the B site, and bomb should be planted any second now. So G2 inside with good control. Only the one kill to get them there. Hunter low on HP. But they've got good positioning and the guns to work with. Boost up for AmaNEk now. Does he swing and jump? Does he go over it? That's pretty clever. Yeah, just completely gets it behind Lackey without him having any idea how.
Well, NiKo doesn't need to leave this position. He can chill.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're looking for exits, but he doesn't have to.
Ooh, Elian is going to run AmaNEk. Does he want to hunt? NiKo's still not vacating the position. He does have a teammate with him now, and actually one of the defenders looking for those exits has ran away as well. It'd be great to get these weapons out of their hand, although... Yeah, that scout tag, I think AmaNEk... Oh, he's going to go for it anyways. And he gets pinned to the wall.
I don't think he gets there. Yeah, no chance. That Galil was not close enough. So G2 take back the lead by 1. And it is G2's pick. I do like this graphic that gives us that indication. So you should, as a G2 fan, hope that they win this.
It's a beautiful graphic. Well done, graphic maker. 1 round lead for G2, as you said. And still just a few weapons that can be dangerous, but nothing crazy. G2 handled it well in the previous round. They still have 1 MAC-10 on the board. AmaNEk lost his.
Krad's gonna rush this one down at NiKo. Back behind the pillar. He knows he's there. He heard him. Good shots. No mistake. Krad's gone. Hunter, what are you... I like it. I like it. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. They bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. And that's a Winnie the Pooh reference, because I don't know if boomers even, or whatever Zoomers even know what that is. But he was zooming with those movements, unfortunately. The man who zoomed toward him, having heard that, went down, and Hunter's going to take Forrester as well, and now it is a 5-on-2. NiKo will make it one less. And you can keep the change, NickelBack. You filthy animal.
You filthy animal. Knife.
He's going to do it.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Shh. NiKo's going to bait him into it. All right, NiKo, just ruin the fun for everyone, why don't you? Jesus.
Is Hunter Strike here the kind of guy who's going to knife somebody in a major match?
Yes.
Okay. Not me. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have a feel to him in my mind. Here we go. Gun rounds coming in next. Timeout called by Entropiq. Before they get to begin mounting their defense, they will obviously buy up into this. All gone Lackey. And you imagine Elian with 6K would pick up the AWP as well. And G2 is going to play this game with some more subdued weapons. So, I mean, look, if they have a good round, you've got 3 Galils and a MAC-10, there's a lot of opportunities for upgrades. That could just balloon your economy if you keep multiple players alive and swap those out, obviously. But it also puts you at a disadvantage in certain fights, in certain situations. We'll see how they manage it.
Alien AWP smoked down topside. Cat, he's going to be smoked himself, and instead he'll throw out a bit of fire, a bit of flame toward the topside of the boxes. And now, meanwhile, though, they're running it over toward B very quickly as Hunter takes down Forrester. No mistake on the shot. And they'll drop in behind the truck as well. Lackey. They're going to go. NickelBack's already there. The first shot. No mistake on it. Follows it. Lackey's there. That's what we were watching. Waiting for the AUG. May have lost his teammate, but still does a good job at keeping this on a 3-on-3, and a close 3-on-3. Ilian tries to walk in with the AWP. That shot lands. We've got a very different scenario, but meanwhile, NiKo lurking back over on A finds the kill, and that's going to pull Lackey back that direction, so Bomb will rush to B, and NiKo punishes from a long way downtown, and takes off Lackey's head.
That was a great lurk from NiKo, and I mean, just out of convenience, they didn't even need it. The other players of the B bomb site handled business very, very well. And that's big round for G2 to win. And they do get an upgrade. AmaNEk on the AWP. Nexa is going to have the M4. And man, they get great amounts of money for that. Good shooting from NiKo. Ooh, peace. Didn't even need the second shot. So Entropiq, both halves have started out slow for them. Obviously losing both pistols, but G2 converting the first gun rounds as well. So on the verge of going up 5-0 to open up each halves. 10 rounds right at the start of these halves. It's a brutal hole to be dug into if you're Entropiq.
Ooh, I thought that hit. I thought Alien had that. That was so close.
Thought it was a haircut.
Speaking of, I'm getting one of those today, Jason.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd offer you to join, but well,
but you know,
kind of redundant. Waste of money for you.
It's all good.
Lackey, nicely done. Back through the smoke as they were losing ground toward the A site. He does get traded out by AmaNEk, but the fact that he doubled up on that before going down means we are left equal. With the bomb at the top of Connector as well as Forrester. Ooh, caught off. NiKo came back out from A cave. They had no idea. Now AmaNEk gets confused and overwhelmed because the shot from the scout fortunately doesn't land onto him, but nearly did, nearly cost him. As Ilian goes to the deagle, Forrester tries to do the same in reverse to him. Knows NiKo's still up there, trying to stare him down. Bomb's going to bail to B because of the call that NiKo's made, and NiKo repeaks with no mistake. Good success, and now another round for G2.
Yeah, NiKo just alphas him there. He's like, yeah, you tag me, I'll still take the wide swing. Still take your head clean off. Nicely done from G2. You got to be happy about that if you're a G2 fan. These guys haven't had any of the issues dealing with the low buys, the half buys, the deagle and scout buys from Entropiq on this map so far. They've done a great job converting when they have that economic advantage, which has always at times led to some of their more disappointing results. Here they're sitting up with a 4-round lead. Again, the op in Elian's hands. Again, a full buy for Entropiq, so we'll test it one more time. Fast pace towards mid. There is a player that's dropped down. That's Lackey, and JaCkz already knows one is stuck in connector. Elian is just dealing out death. 2 kills. They can't handle him. They can't deal with him. And Hunter's out of ammunition. Elian's going to get away.
Just barely. What an exchange. A brawl, a bloodbath. Hunter left on 8. NickelBack to hold the top side of the mid connector. They've got the advantage on the Entropiq side. It would be their first round of this half, having lost 5 now in succession. And NickelBack does not know, but Hunter is inside of that smoke, and he's extremely weak.
I like this play from Crad. He's saying, you guys have gotten 2 kills in mid. We know there's at least 2 more there. You've really, really thinned out whatever default G2 might be running. I'm going to investigate. Now, he hasn't cleared out Palace. Someone still could be there, so it is risky. And obviously, against the op, this could be a tough fight for him, but AmaNEk sees nothing. The timing on that is perfection for Entropiq.
One of the 2 best players in the world, double back-to-back #1, in fact. ZywOo might be facing elimination quicker than he thought in this event. It's 12-12 on the B stream, just to keep you posted. EG showed up today, apparently.
Tell you what, there's a certain someone in the green room who's tearing his hair out right now watching that result. Maniac. What's up, brother?
He's got to be careful. His hair's starting to thin out a bit, too. It might not be good for him.
I think he looks great.
He does look great. All right, I'm just being... Look, one day I'm going to end up bald, and all of these jokes are going to come back and get me. So I'm aware of what I am doing right now. This is the bet I am making for myself. Ilian takes down Hunter. Maybe I'll just pull a Gordon Ramsay and just get in insertions, you know? As Crad gets AmaNEk, we do get the first round for Entropiq. It was sloppy. It was scrappy. And yes, you just clued into what I said.
Why are you calling out the king like that?
I don't even think that guy actually cooks.
Gordon Ramsay is
just
the
a
man.
TV actor.
Does a great job. That's nice stuff. They're going to need a lot of this from Elian throughout this half to make this comeback, and also if they want to close out the map. Now recall, I did kind of mention that G2 started both of these halves with a 5-0 start off the back of the pistol rounds. In the first half, after that 5-0 run, it was atrocious from G2. It was an 8-2 run to close out that first half, so they have to be careful they don't let that slip away here on the T side as well. Forrester's going to get a close position to the right, but Hunter is taking a lot of attention and a lot of pressure. Although the B defenders haven't rotated at all. That's right through the smoke, and AmaNEk might try and take advantage of the reload, and he does. Forrester finds him. And all of a sudden, it's a man advantage for Entropiq.
Yep, nexa is going to back off. Second round in a row that they've managed to find an advantage. A mantage.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to let it out there. Let it hang in the open.
I couldn't resist. It just was dangling, and the carrot just looked so good. NiKo will work his way back around toward middle with the AWP bomb is there as well. Keep that in mind. nexa the one to hold on to it and tries to cover his teammate who wants to get into a more formidable position, flashing over. Doesn't quite go far enough to catch out Ilian, but it gives NiKo the confidence to try and peek because it would have forced him off the angle had he been there. Do the same again. That lets Hunter go this time. Sandwich is an interesting position at this point as well. I mean, if they go up and over the E-box, maybe they find it, but do they even check that position? Do they even look there as they want to clear CT spawn most naturally? Hunter's going to try and take the back benches instead. Back to his wall, wall to the back. Aware that there has to be someone forward to the side. It's not in fire. It's going to be the shot, and nexa turns it. Crad goes down. One and done spot. That was inevitable, but Forrester from far will take down Hunter. Lackey knows now that they're planting safe, and he's doing so much damage to nexa through the box. Who goes back out, though, and he's not done. 2 as he finds a chance to bring this to a one-on-one, and as he swings, he elongates things. He makes the angle more open, but Forrester finds it instead.
I wonder if Forrester saw his elbow creeping towards Closet, or Cubby, as he was swinging out a little bit wider. I wonder if Forrester had the information. Regardless, that's a nice attempt from G2. Up connector, a beautiful elimination of Elian with a double flash as well to blind him off the angles. And almost G2 is able to turn that in their favor. 12-10, it's a costly round for the defense. They're going to have to reinvest everything they've got. And a timeout called by G2. With that plant, with a little bit of bonus money built up, they've got another buy, but they're going to start running low after this. 2 rounds straight now for Entropiq.
So now we'll see what the response is going to be as the money the factor. It was in the first half as well. Remember, they went up 5-0 and got broken down. Despite a number of saves, they just could not keep money in the bank.
That was the kind of shot that made me believe. I'm not going to lie. When he hit that, I was like, ooh, AK's working nice. Op in the hands of AmaNEk. In the hands of both Crad and Elian for the CT side. Mid presence for the defense as NickelBack drops down behind the smoke with an op up in window room for a short moment as well.
Forrester takes out JaCkz.
I feel like I've seen an absurd amount of kills through smokes from that upper B position in this game.
Hunter waiting, and patience pays off. Alien gives his angle up.
Jeez, look how deep he is when he dies through that smoke. Shout out to Forrester. JaCkz, unfortunately, is probably pissed.
Yeah, no doubt. It'd be extremely frustrating. Meanwhile, though, they're going to rotate back over toward B with the defense, but that's not where this is going. This is going to be a solo hold on A. It's all down to Crad on this AWP. Although they are pushing Cat, so they can see through. They can actually see Connector, and there's not any smokes in position yet. There is 2 smokes in play. Nexa, Hunter, actually, excuse me, there's 3. AmaNEk has 1 as well, but they want to go dry. They don't want to give away too much too early. They don't want the rotations to come back, but they have. They have cleared B. They've taken advantage of that time to work their way back through middle as Crad couldn't find the shot, but he himself has not been removed from the position. AmaNEk will get Lackey, and he'll flash his teammates over top of the E-box stairs. Crad deep inside CT, missing another shot means they'll push forward. Forrester at least gets 1. It's not done yet. He's smoked off. But AmaNEk's got shots. Instead, he turns around and finds the flank, and I think that should be the round done in itself, as it's all down to Forrester, and he'll try and work back through the window, but nope, he's gone. He's calling it. He's out.
That was such a cool take from G2. The protocols there were so excellent. AmaNEk with the AWP on ramp. He's holding the lower peak along the wall, and you have NiKo up in Palace making sure nobody can cruise up the stairwell, or the staircase, excuse me, and take a peek from above. That allows the 2 riflers to just kind of march in along with safety and find some entries and find some fights. NiKo does go down at the end of Forrester. But G2 will take that win all day long. 13-10. It's a 3-round lead and just 3 rounds away from taking map 1 in the series.
Map 1 of the series, and I know what you're looking for, Jason.
I hear just a faint DDK and Bardolph through the walls.
Wow.
14-13 in the favor of EG. That's on the B stream. PGL_CSGO.
Hunter with a quick rush toward the B apartments. They're going to try and get there before this AWP, but that's why people are boosting these days, and boosting his stats is Ilian, who finds the quick pick. And down goes Hunter, who became the hunted, Jason.
You don't like that?
Ideally not.
Oh my lord.
NiKo, man.
Don't give him an extra life.
Yeah, really. He knows he probably should have been dead there. He's lucky to be alive, so he'll take it.
That's 2 missed shots from Crad towards this top A ramp position as the secondary opper. Previously, he missed the wide swing coming out ramp as well.
Crappy Crad.
That's another thing you don't like to see. But, I mean, with that presence of the op and everyone from G2 forced away, Crad has taken the moment to push towards the top of ramp and peer down. He feels no pressure, sees and hears nothing. So now you are getting, again, another cheat towards the B bomb site. And this time it's not to push and clear out mid and be able to set up for the retake. This time it's actually to stand and defend. If Nexa can provide anything for G2, that would be great. If he can find Lackey.
Oh. Alien again with his second finds JaCkz in the window. It was a slow contact play and therefore a pretty straight shot, but 20 seconds. They're actually going to back off on this. I think they're just going to call a T-sided save. Well, you gotta save the guns first in order to do that, though, boys. If the point is to save it, save it!
Yeah.
You ain't getting that NickelBack nexa. That gun's gone, and it's an upgrade for him as well. That's not only money on an MP9, but a rifle, an AK at that, carried over to the CT side. So, good win from Entropiq.
Especially with all 5 players surviving. Another upgrade we saw right there at the end. Forrester's got that one. So good on Entropiq.
Somehow Lackey didn't get invited to the gun party, though. He's still got the MP9.
No. He didn't get anything. Nothing close for him to grab. Getting close down the stretch. Round 25 is live, 13-11 in the favor of G2. Double op setup hasn't been bad at all for Entropiq. I don't think it's been necessarily super effective, but just netted them around. Elian's got his op on catwalk, peering towards top mid. Ooh, the drop down. There's the AK-47 he grabbed in the previous, and he makes it sing.
Chad Kruger's a hell of a singer.
It's not against too much, right? Like, they haven't invested a whole lot. NiKo did have weapon.
Married Avril Lavigne. You do the CS, I'll do the annoying, useless facts. NickelBack down below this
Is that the singer of NickelBack?
Yes, Chad Kruger. He married Avril Lavigne.
I'm amazed you know that.
I'm Canadian, and they're both Canadian. Even if I didn't want to know it, I have to.
Oh, it makes sense now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, Avril Lavigne and Justin Bieber both had Lyme disease. Well, Alien takes down JaCkz. They're making this close now. They've got things rolling in their favor. Another huge round to take away as AmaNEk just trying to fight for his own life at this point in time. We'll get 1 kill back, but nexa in middle, up on the new bench. The elevation, Alien down below, and even says, you want to use pistols, huh? You want to use pistols?
Oh, well,
I can do that too, son.
Yeah, I should have just given it to Hunter with the Glock, you know. Just give him a break.
Well, speaking of giving things away, Vitality just gave away the first map to EG.
They sure did.
That's a heck of a comeback as well. I think at one point that was 10-2, was it not? I think we said that's
if they complete that series, that's a hell of a pick'ems ruiner.
Yeah, it is actually for everyone, which makes me so happy.
Bring me all your misery.
It also means I'm 0-5 now on predictions today. Jesus, what is going on?
It's not over. It's a best of 3. You're still good for the moment.
Oh, that's yes. Okay, true.
Have faith in Zaiwu.
You gotta have faith.
Another Limp Bizkit song, of course.
Oh my God, it is. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
What is wrong with
the cover? I don't know. You've gone down the rabbit hole. The deep, dark, terrible 90s music.
I am
early
Alice
2000s music.
Yeah, there's some bad stuff.
Timeout is called by G2. It's their final timeout.
Did you see that look of disdain down the line from AmaNEk there? Whew.
I did not.
Just waiting for a solution to hear someone else that maybe he's already dismissed. Yeah, Alien's like, yeah, bro, look, I can do that too. All right, he can, because he took down AmaNEk with it as well. So, 1-round game now, and the momentum has certainly shifted, as it's been 4 of the last 5 in favor of Entropiq.
Much like the first half. Good start from G2 early on and a couple sporadic rounds of fight, but for the most part, Entropiq, once they've been able to stop G2's rolls to open up these halves, they've been able to control things. Almost tying things up. Round 26, Forrester takes a good amount of damage. Actually, not as much as I thought. Just 26. Molotov is going to finally force them all the way back. And with mid-presence on this defense, they know that it hasn't been taken from G2. They know that they don't have to worry about connector quite yet. So for the moment, actually, Entropiq is pretty comfortable. They have a pretty good read of the map, and G2 haven't really made their first move. And, you know, at some point, G2 they've got 3 smokes, 3 flashbangs as well. That utility is going to dwindle pretty quick. So some of these plays, they're going to have to be very efficient with what they do next.
So a push toward the cave of A. The Prince and the Poppers trying to take over the A site, and I say that because NiKo is the Prince in Palace at this point in time. And nexa's down to Crad. He did get one that time, but NiKo's Deagle rings out once more. And the AWP has fallen. They're trying to distill NickelBack from below. He manages, though, to swing out, take JaCkz at Tetris, and the bomb goes down. And unfortunately, NiKo's got problems because they've rotated a second op into the picture, and NickelBack has an AK-47 to his claim. That's a brilliant position to be in for him, and now with a little bit of spray and sass, he confirms the round for them, and NiKo's just trying to get back and get out. It's going to be 13-13, and Entropiq, man, this is, yeah, they are the dark horse in this event.
Tough part, NiKo didn't die there. He's going to be stuck with just the $400 that he had previously. He's got armor and deagle, but man, that's some valuable bonus money you would have liked to have had. That was a 2-round losing bonus. That was $2,400 he would have been able to get. Previously, he had bought down to 50, which is why he was on a deagle armor in the first place. So this is going to be a number of rounds, unless they pass him a weapon in the next buy round. That's a number of rounds your heavy-hitting star player is going to be without really a great weapon to fight with.
You love to see that grenade.
That's beefy.
Yeah, a little bit of mustard on that one. As NiKo's on 2. JaCkz is on 1. And JaCkz is dead. He's burned by Lackey. NickelBack nades Hunter. Utility damage. Doing pretty good this round, boys. Getting all them damaged. As Alien will hold out toward middle and make sure that no one goes down. NiKo wants to try and gather up the bomb to hopefully get a plant on it. But they haven't even tickled anyone. Another nade kill. What is this?
It's unarmored Glocks is what it is.
All right, look, I know what it is, Jason. Just the timing of it, okay?
Actually, the utility damage, all things considered, for Entropiq is not all that great. I think they did more this round than they've had.
Continue to ruin my point, Jason. God.
No, I'm making your point for you. It's a great round for utility damage. It's just the rest of the game hasn't exactly been very pretty. AmaNEk going to try and sneak through, but now they've got all their bases covered. Entropiq is about to take the lead.
Yeah, they are, and I can't say I'm surprised, obviously, specifically this round against the Glocks, but just the way things have been going in the last several rounds. Nothing really sustainable from the G2 side. They haven't really found picks that they've been able to translate into advantages, and it's starting to really accumulate for them in the worst possible way. And now it's 2 rounds to go for the CIS team, for Entropiq to take another win for that region, and they have been impressive. This one's going to be a B bias with bomb. 4 players, in fact, heading in that direction. The only one that's not is Hunter, who will hold the top side of middle just to make sure there's not early aggression. And they'll look for contact. They'll look for contact and no rotation. There's only 2 here. If they can actually sort this, it's a long rotation because they went for a stack in A. He thought he killed him and looked away, but AmaNEk does recover, but not in time because it meant JaCkz went down to him. In fact, I dare say he was almost better to continue on to bench rather than look backwards because he had him pinned. He had it ready to go, but he just didn't want his teammates to go down, and it's a 3-on-3. As I said, the long rotations, so bomb gets planted, and even though they're in checkers, they're not inside of the site yet.
The question is, if you're Entropiq, do you want to go for this with Alien being that far away? He is coming to meet up, so yeah, they are actually going to attempt this retake. They've got 2 kits. They've got plenty of utility as well. This will be tough to hold off, and G2 desperately need this round.
NickelBack is ready to go. He slides in first. NiKo's going to spot it, but again, he just can't catch the taps today, but it's fine. He's got the information for Nexa and Hunter, and Nexa to take out Crad this time as he gets the shot on top of the quad. And Ilya knows this one's too far gone, so what can he do economically? Well, miss a shot. That's a wasted bullet. That's expensive. He is dead. 4 HP. He's not going anywhere. Nexa confirms that. We're tied up again, 14-14.
What a massive round for G2, and this time just simplifying things. As you said, head towards the B bomb site as a group. I think the big thing is AmaNEk, yeah, he looked a little bit awkward trying to, with his fight selection, not able to really commit himself to either one of the players that he spotted, Forrester at Van or Lackey over at the bench. But because he was equipped with the MAC-10, he had no problem beating the Molotov thrown out. He jumped in front of it real quick. Good on him, and a timeout is called by Entropiq. It's their 3rd. G2's out of timeouts.
So that means it's all in from here for them in terms of strategy. All in terms of money as well in this round. There are 3 ops in the round. 2 of them on the CT side. You probably could have deduced that if you had any reasoning for Mirage in your mind at all. Lackey has 19 kills. He's one of the ones holding the op, and AmaNEk on 21 is looking more and more impressive and threatening in this game as he's tied up and caught up to NiKo. In that regard, a lot of damage done to Nexa and JaCkz as they run through Molotovs. But they want into the site, they want it fast. They've got Crad down. It's not NickelBack in that position this time, but he is still gonna make himself known as he pops out. Good hold from Hunter in middle. That catches out the rotation, and the pop flash still got thrown, but they couldn't do anything with it inside of the site, and Hunter, whoa, he's elusive. He's gotten away from NickelBack, who thinks that he's actually therefore faded into the connector, and suddenly he's isolated himself outside of that smoke.
Yeah, well, I think that's good on NickelBack. I think he was just desperately trying to find safety. The problem really is for G2, they don't have, that's the final smoke. That's the last piece of utility. They need to get the bomb planted during this. Pop flash peek from NickelBack. This is a lot of pressure being applied by Entropiq, and G2 don't feel comfortable moving forward. The HP on NiKo and JaCkz is a worrying sign, and actually this round is going to be kept in play.
Yeah, that's a good catch because it looked like they'd done enough. The perimeter of the site was established, but they couldn't cross over, and they still had eyes on Catwalk as well with all those smokes down. If they're keeping track as well on the CT side, they're going to know that they're out of those. They're going to know that they don't have any more options left as we get one more trade on the board, but it's going to be a bomb that rotates back through T-spawn, and that's made possible by AmaNEk and a deadly shot on Lackey.
He was legged as well. That had to be a first bullet headshot. I thought Lackey would have him dead to rights, and G2 have spun all the way around the map. AmaNEk has provided the opening needed. And oh man, Forrester, you're going to go for this. I think you need to pick up a kit on the way, but he's going in the wrong direction. He's going to have absolutely nothing else to work with than what he has on him at this moment. M4, no utility, no kit.
So Forrester with a very tough task to try and prevent this from being an overtime points against them rather than in their favor. Ooh, he's made noise, didn't get through the window as he jumped, and was it heard? They're quite far away. Don't think it was yet, but he doesn't have time to wait. He will put on the boots and stampede toward the site, and that is a cue for the Hunter to take down the Elephant. That's illegal poaching, but this time we'll allow it because it's 15 rounds for G2.
Yo, that trade Hunter gets on NiKo when NiKo goes down is so important from A ramp. Again, that's a couple times they've hit on the A bomb site. A very, very good protocol, and everyone from G2 following it to the T to be able to trade off that kill. Someone on the ramp looking towards along that wall. This right here. NiKo goes down with no HP, and that's a beautiful trade. That shot is a stunner. AmaNEk is having a very good game. 22 kills for him. It's 21 on NiKo. AmaNEk's leading the way. And poor Entropiq, they've had such a great half. They had so much money at one point, and look at it now, fighting with scraps. Deagle and 2 SMGs.
The one thing about this game as well, and it's almost symmetrical in that it was sort of a 5-round spread, then 2, then 1, and then a massive spread after that, where in which the economy was the biggest issue, but it's G2 that manages to break that trend and just get it back into their control in time. A lot of rounds being converted on the back means that it gets broken very quickly. How does NickelBack get away from that? Hunter's going to try and do exactly that and take him down as he pursues his prey, and
oh no,
NiKo's got Crad. I think we might have the first map decided. G2, it is their map choice. So still a good showing from Entropiq as NiKo will confirm it's all but done as Ilian goes down and Forrester. Yeah, I think you better try and find a tree to hug inside that forest, Jason.
Yeah, might as well. What a tough map for G2, and what a brutal way for it to end. You fought so hard if you're Entropiq, and just right at the closing rounds, the closing moments, you run out of money. You run out of funds to actually fight back. Make that final round very, very easy for G2.